Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. And yesterday I did a puzzle that the testers couldn't solve. I did get an email from one of the testers yesterday thanking me. Incredible puzzle, by the way, Celery's Escalation. Do check that out if you have an interest in very strange and unusual break-ins. Today we have another puzzle that's given the testers problems, but Mark has had a look at this, and Mark thinks that this is a work of unutterable genius. It's called Poison Pill Killer, and it's by Jeff Wajes. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I know I've done Jeff's puzzles before, but for some reason I'm never quite sure how to pronounce his surname. And yeah, the idea of this one, you can see some of these cages must be wrong. You can't have, in fact there are 9 cells in that cage, in that big C there. You can't have 9 different digits in Sudoku adding up to 12, and that is because one of the digits is a poisonous digit and prevents the cage it's in from adding up to the total given. So it is a really strange rule set. And yeah, apparently not an easy puzzle, but absolutely amazing. So this is what we're going to have a go at in a moment or two's time. I've got big news though for you today. Let me start off by telling you that Line Sudoku, which is our brand new app, is out on Steam. It came out overnight. There it is. Yeah, it's which is fantastic. I know some of you like to play the puzzles on your computers. Now you can. It's obviously also out on Android and on the Apple Store as well, for those of you who prefer it on your mobile devices. But we've been loving the feedback from it. If you do play the puzzles and you do enjoy them, do consider giving it a nice review on the platform you play it on. Any nice reviews seem to help with the algorithm, and we would be most grateful. Other than that, the other big news we've got going on is, of course, over on Patreon, where we have our brand new Sudoku Hunt Trick or Treat, a collection of astonishing 6x6 puzzles from the Sudoku Skunkworks. I mean, we have had hundreds of correct entries already, and lots of people saying it's their first ever Sudoku Hunt, the first time they've been confident enough to have a go at one of our hunts, and they've really surprised themselves, full of 6x6 puzzles, all themed around Halloween. Big thanks to the Skunkworks for just creating a pack that is giving so many people so much pleasure. So massive props to them. And if you haven't had a go at it yet, do check it out. It's over there right now. And then I've got some birthdays to do today. As part of the video I always enjoy doing, I'm going to say a very happy birthday to Aaron. Now, Aaron is a name. I'm never sure whether I should be saying Aaron, but I'm going to say Aaron or Aaron, from your girlfriend Nan over there, I think in California. I might be wrong. I'm extrapolating from email addresses there, which is always a dangerous thing to do. But apparently the two of you watch Cracking the Cryptic together, and I hope you get to do that today. And Aaron, have a very happy birthday with lots of chocolate cake, of course. And then next, another birthday over the pond. Damon, it's your birthday over there in Oklahoma. Now, I'm not sure if you're on a cruise at the time this arrives. I'm not even sure if you're on a cruise, whether you can... And nowadays you must be able to get the internet on cruises, surely. But Damon, I know you were off on a cruise to celebrate your birthday, but you were taking with you a PDF of our new book. So Cracking the Cryptic's Greatest Hits Volume 2, the PDF, I think it's all but final now, is available to backers of that on Kickstarter. And you were taking that with you in order to make sure you got your daily Sudoku dose. And I hope you are enjoying it. And I hope you get to hear this message. And then Emily over there in Germany, and this is from your boyfriend. I think it's Justus, but it could be Eustace, depending on whether I'm meant to pronounce that using the Latin pronunciation. But apparently Eustace or Justice is making you a chocolate cake today, Emily, to celebrate your birthday, and you're going to eat it when tonight's video goes live. So I hope, I hope that, I hope I'll be able to solve this puzzle. That's the first thing I hope. But I hope you have a brilliant birthday and you get this message at the time you're eating a delicious chocolate cake. That would be lovely. And that's all the news. So why don't we turn our attention to solving the puzzle? Poison Pill Killer by Jeff Wajes. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in a cage must sum to the given total, except one of the digits 1 to 9 is poison. If a cage contains the poisoned digit, then digits in the cage must not sum to the given total. Digits in a cage may not repeat regardless of poison. So that makes me think maybe we have to start here, but that's solving. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I am looking forward to trying this. Mark's email about this puzzle suggested this is absolutely amazing. So we know that, well, okay. So I mean, this cage was obviously lying. Well, okay, yes, so there are some truisms we can state about this big cage here. It can't contain a repeated digit. That is one of the rules. So this is a 9-cell cage. There are 9 different Sudoku digits. So all of the digits, 1 through 9, appear in this cage. And the secret tells us that they couldn't add up to 12. The secret is that the 9 Sudoku digits add up to 45. It's normally something I only tell my very favourite people. But of course, if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of those people. So this cage contains a naughty digit, or the poison digit, and therefore doesn't add up to 12. But I'm just saying the 12 doesn't mean anything then, does it? Or does it? Couldn't that have been anything? Couldn't that have been a billion or something? It could have been anything. Oh, no, it's totally arbitrary. That could be any number, because we know exactly what digits are in this cage, because we can't repeat the digits in a cage. So any number except 45 could have been that total. I think I might have misunderstood a subtlety about the rules there, but I'm already quite confused. Now. Yeah, okay, so there are a couple of geometric tricks I can see around this cage. So let's look at those 2 digits and these 2 digits, because they feel like they're interesting to me. So where do these 2 digits go in column 4? And because we can't repeat these digits in this cage, and they can't repeat in their own box, they must go in that 12 cage at the bottom. And these 2 digits must go in the 2 top cells. So that's something. Now, do we know that these digits add up to 12? No. No, we don't, is the answer. Because if the poisonous digit was in one of those squares, then it would be in the 12 cage, and then they wouldn't have to add up to 12. This is weird, because there's actually, you almost don't know anything, it feels like. Yeah, unless I can work out exactly which cages contain poison digits, I'm going to be floundering around like somebody who flounders around a lot. I don't know the name for somebody who flounders around. A lullabout. Maybe a lie-a-bed. Lie-a-bed. Could that be an old word? Hang on, have I got my dictionary? Let's have a look. I have. Let's have a look at lie-a-bed here. Is lie-a-bed a word? Lie-a-bed. There we go. Someone who lies late in bed. That's somebody who flounders around. Well, I think it is. There's various forms of roping going on in this grid. That's another thing I can see. Yeah, you've got these big cages all over the place, though I've seen 3 of them so far. There may be more. And this is quite a popular shape with Sudoku constructors, because it imposes what I call roping on the rows and columns. So if we take this as an example, and we ask where these 3 digits appear in this box, you can see that blue can't repeat in its own row, and it can't repeat in the cage. So blue has to be there, which means blue has to be there. But once you've worked out how blue works, you can ask exactly the same question about these digits now. So those digits, we know they're not the same as blue, and they can't repeat in their row. So in this box, they must go up here, and that means in box 3 they go there. And the same thing will be true with those digits then. So we get that sort of pattern. So you get this striping effect, which I can't see immediately what that's doing, but you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get the same thing in this column into... Let's try and work out where the ropes go. The thing is, I mean, I think we're still in a problem situation here. I mean, this would be a rope. But when we've got intersecting roping, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to do something different to usual here. Because if we've got intersecting roping, I'm wondering whether I would be better off not creating intersections of colours, but I could create I could actually use lines. That might be a good idea. Let's do that. So what did we work out? We worked out that these... Hang on. Let me not make a mistake here. So those are the same. Let's do... These are the same. And those are the same. And then we could do the same in the columns, couldn't we? So what have we got in the columns? We've got... Those squares are the same as those, are the same as these. I don't know if this is better or worse. Maybe it's not a good thing to do, but I'm going to persevere with it for a second or two at least. Those, and those. We're going to get a total lattice in box 1, which I don't know, that feels quite exciting. So we get that effect. And we're going to get exactly the same over here. I'm going to run out of colours, actually, I think, in a moment. In fact, I am going to run out of colours, because I've only got the sort of the grey and black lines left to draw. So let's do this there, there. And then we could go there. Oh, hang on. Let me do this there, there. And then the lightest coloured one, which is only just going to be visible to me, goes like that. Now, I hope we don't have any more roping, because things are going to get very complicated. I think this is slightly easier to see than if I'd... Maybe it's not. I'm not sure if I'd shaded all of these in. What are we actually learning from plotting the roping, though? We've got... I don't know. So it's not actually like any of these ropes. This is the one that perfectly overlaps with a cage. I don't think there's another example. I mean, there are partial overlaps with cages. Oh no, sorry. I'm floundering a bit here. So, is there a way we can tell whether this has a poison digit in it? I do not see how. (6 and 15). That feels... difficult, actually. Okay, right. There is a tiny deduction. Actually, hang on. This might not even be true. No, I think it is true. Yes, all right. I've got something. If purple was full of true digits, so no poisoned digits, then I don't think purple can work, because purple seems to, it's at least well, 2 digits that are purple are supposed to add up to 6, and 2 digits that are purple are supposed to add up to 15. And there is no way of doing that. Because, I mean, if the 6 was real, then the maximum digit you could put in there would be a 5 and a 1. And one of those digits would have to go in the 15 cage. And even if you put the 5 in, you'd need to accompany it with a 10. So the 6 is either telling the truth, which would mean the 15 was lying, or the 6 contains a naughty digit, in which case then, well, purple has a naughty digit in then as well. So I think purple is naughty. Well, a digit that goes into purple. But I don't actually think I know which one of these is naughty. Because if the 6 is real and that was naughty, then 2 of these digits would add up to 6. One of them would be in there. That would force naughty. Yeah, it is right. It's just it's very peculiar logic. It's very peculiar logic. So what do we get from that? We get to know that red and the red and the blue lines are real. Which, so, right, I see. Okay, so there is something there then. There is something there, because red and blue are real in row 3. So it's something to do with 12 cages, I think. Because in those two, we know transpose down here by Sudoku, and we've just discovered that red doesn't include poison digits. So this is a real cage. That it is true to say that yellow adds up to 12. It's also true to say that blue, these 2 digits are not, they don't include the purple digits. So these 2 digits are real. That is also a real digit. But we don't know whether that is purple. The only way it can be purple if it is that purple, by roping in the final 3 rows. So we don't know whether this 12 cage is real or not, but we do know that digit is not poisoned. So we've got 2 sort of real 12 cages in row 3. Sorry, I know I'll stop talking. I don't know what that means. I'm quite excited to have discovered it. I mean, there are only 3 ways you can make 2 digits in Sudoku add up to 12. 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7. Now, I can't see how to use that though. I know the 33 cage is telling a lie now, so these digits don't add up to 33, which oh no, hang on, I've now had another thought which might be more profitable. I'm noticing that, see this shape here? That's obviously 7 different Sudoku digits, isn't it? Because those are all in the same cage. What about those 2 cells? They do. They see the whole. Maverick's just come about to fly past my window. Sorry for the plane noise. But these 2 digits see the whole of this cage. Look. So if you, for example, if you put a 9 into that cell, then you couldn't put a 9 in the 33 cage. In other words, that region there, and this is going to be the same, look, this region and this region, they are all 9 cell regions hidden in the puzzle. Now, does that mean if I know? So so this is so difficult, because all I actually know then is that these 2 squares don't add up to 12, I think. Because if they did add up to 12, because I know from the secret these would add up to 33, and that would imply there was no poison digit in the 33 cage, but there is a poison digit, because there is a poison digit. I've got my colours mixed up. Because purple is poisoned. So all you learn from that is that doesn't add up to 12. Let's just check the others in case there's... No, this is harder as well, because we don't know. Well, if we could work out that there was no poison digit in the 31 cage, then you would know those 2 digits added up to 14, and there would at least be a little bit of pressure on them. More here. That would be the one. If there's no poison digit in the 28 cage, these would have to be an 8-9 pair, because that's the only way you could make that 9 cell region add up to 45. Okay, alright, so maybe this is something we have to think about later. There's definitely some geometry going on. Right, let's go back to thinking about 12s then. So 12s, yeah, there are loads of 12 cages in this puzzle. Well, the yellow one here is a virtual 12 cage. There's those 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, when I say loads, it's not exactly loads, but there are a few. Yeah, okay. Now, I think I've got something here, but I'm just going to think for a moment before I open my mouth and commit my mouth to uttering what's going on in my brain. It's always a wise policy that, just to take a moment before you... Yeah, I think this is true. I think my lines are actually helping for once. Yeah, okay. So we know that these are real, don't we? These 12. Those 4 cells there add up to 24. We know that, and we know that there's some congregation of 3 9s, 4 8s, and 5 7s. Now, let's think about these 12 cages for a moment, because I'm wondering whether, and I don't think that these can be the same as those, which would imply one of these is poisonous, I think. And the reason I don't think these can be the same is, let's try and make one of them the same. Let's make these 2. Let's pick a colour, purple. Let's say that these were both... You can see it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work from the roping, because if this was 3 9 and this was 3 9, well, then that implies that green should have a 3 9 pair in it by roping. But we already know that blue has a 3 9 pair in it by roping, and blue and green only share 1 cell. They don't share 2 cells, so you can't do that. So that means let's get rid of oh, hang on, I need to be a bit thoughtful about this. I'm going to get rid of that purple. I might leave this one as purple, because I know that's a real 12 cage, I don't know. Well, yeah, let's come back to these then. So what we now know is that these two 12 cages are not the same as yellow or purple. So that these can't both be real. Because if they were both real, there would be 4 different ways of making 12 with 2 digits in Sudoku. And you can't use double 6 as an option for Sudoku related reasons. So that means one of these is real and one of them must be poisoned. It's the only logical way that these lines can coexist together. Now, so that digit is very restricted, because that digit, because now I know that the congregation of these 8 cells contain all 3 of the dominoed ways of making 12 in 2 digits. So they contain 3, 9, 4, 8 and 5, 7. So this digit has to be 1, 2 or 6. It has to be the other digit. Ah, all right. Another thing I know, which I didn't know a moment ago, is that the naughty digit in columns 1, 2 and 3 is a green or an orange digit, because it's got to appear in one of those dominoes, and that means that yellow is normal, which looks, I think yellow is going to have to be 1, 2, 6, but let me just think about that, because yellow, because the naughty digit is in green or orange, yellow is normal, and therefore that yellow adds up to 9, but also occupies these 3 cells, one of which is a 1, 2, 6. So I want this to be it looks like it has to be 1, 2, 6. I'm just trying to get clear in my head why that's right. Hang on. If this is 1, 2, 6, this is 1, 2, 6. Oh no! Hang on. Now I think I've made a mistake. Oh dear! What have I done wrong there? Oh no! Okay, right. I haven't made a mistake. I don't think, but I don't think this is 1, 2, 6 anymore. Because I now want to say that 1, 2 or 6 is the naughty digit. That must be true. Oh, this is so peculiar. This puzzle is Jeff. I mean, this is not normal. The way that Jeff's brain works is not normal at all. We have to hope that Jeff doesn't turn his mind towards evil, because no one's going to get it. This is just this is peculiar, right? But what I'm thinking now is that because I know that there are 3 12 cages in this puzzle that are real, all of the digits that go into those 12 cages are therefore not the naughty digit. So that means 3, 9, 4, 8 and 5, 7 are not the naughty digit, which means 1, 2 or 6 is the naughty digit, which means that if this was 1, 2, 6, it should have the naughty digit in it. If this was 1, 2, 6, it would have the naughty digit in it. And yet we know that it can't have the naughty digit because the naughty digit lives in green or orange in column 1. So this is not 1, 2, 6. So this is either 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5, and it definitely has a 3 in it. Which means there's definitely a... it would be funny if the first digit was a 3 in the corner. So there's a 3 down here, and there's a 3 here. And so whatever this is, that can't be a 6 now. Because these do add up to 9, and they have a 3 involved in them. So you can't have 6 as well, otherwise we're going to get too large. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting confused now. I'm getting confused. Let me just mull this over for a second or two. I know. No, this is not the naughty digit, is it? So now, okay, so in box 1, where is the naughty digit? We know the naughty digit is in purple. But we also know, and this is completely paradoxical, we know the naughty digit is 1, 2 or 6. And we know this square is 1 or 2, so this could be a candidate for the naughty digit, except this is a yellow digit, which is in a yellow digit here, which is not allowed to be the naughty digit. So the naughty digit is in one of those 2 squares. I'm wondering whether I need a new way of... Maybe I use letters. Let's use N for naughty digit. There is a naughty digit in one of those. Or a poisonous digit I meant to use, aren't I? A poisonous digit in one of those. A poisonous digit in one of those. A poisonous digit in one of those. And well, this is where it's going to get very difficult though, because I know the poisonous digit is not yellow, so it's either green or orange. And I suppose in this column, I know it's in one of those 4 squares. I might put that in. It's in one of these 4. I don't know which one. Wow. Do I know that's poisonous? If I knew that was poisonous, then it would go down here, and I would know that was poisonous. Oh, no, I've got to... No, I don't like this. I don't like this, because what I'm doing is looking at this box there, and I'm saying, oh, if that's not P, that's P. That's not true, because I've pencil marked across boxes in this column, and that's just going to be dangerous. I think we're just going to have to remember, in this column, it's in one of these 4 cells, is the poisonous digit, which is a 1, 2, or a 6. Right, so maybe we can do something similar on the right hand side, where the poisonous digit is purple. Golly gosh, I mean, this just doesn't look... This arrangement on the right, I don't see how we can use that at all. Oh, no, okay, I'm missing something now, aren't I? So, do I know whether that digit, if that digit is real, it's 4 or 5, because then this cage would add up to 6. And then if this was real, 15 would be broken, wouldn't it? Because there's no way it could add up to 15. So if that's real, P is in one of those 2. If that's real, this 10 cage is real, isn't it? Because I know one of these is the naughty digit. Yeah. So if this is real, this isn't real, and the 6 cage is broken, and then this can be any number at all. Well, no, that's not true. It has to be... Oh, yeah, so this is quite a low number, always. Because it's either a 1, 2, or a 6 in the event that it's the poisonous digit, because the poisonous digit is 1, 2, or 6, or it's the counterpart. If it's a normal digit, it's got to be the counterpart to 1 or 2 to add up to 6, which means it has to be 4 or 5. Oh, I think this was just... Was this just obvious from Sudoku? Maybe it wasn't, actually. I'm not sure. So... Wow. I don't know what to do. One of these is poisonous. I think that would be huge if we knew which one. If green was normal, then those two couldn't be. Then you'd have to allocate one of these digits there, because the naughty would be here. So this 10 cage would be true and the 12 cage would be true, but you couldn't obviously overlap these digits because they don't add up to the same number. So there would be sort of a cross-referencing from the 10 cage would have to have a digit there and the 12 cage would have to have a digit there. Hang on a moment. Oh gosh, oh I'm so daft, you know. I'm so daft. This is appalling. Okay, I couldn't see this at all. I apologise to the world. I'm sorry. I don't know how long I've been sitting here being an absolute numpty, but it's been a while. This can't add up to 6. The way I got this was I was thinking about what the combination was for the 9 cage, and I thought, could it be 135? And if it's 135, what do you put into those cells? Well, you put 1, 3 and 5 in because of the roping, but this is a 1. So how could this cage ever add up to 6? It can't, because it is obvious, sort of. Because this cage is made up of a 3 and 2 digits that add up to 6, one of which is this digit, because this isn't a 3. So the partner of this digit that adds up to 6 in this box is up here. So it can't ever be there. It's sort of, I mean, it is obvious, isn't it? And if it can't ever be there, how does this cage, and this cage is being axiomatically proved to be incorrect. So that is the poisoned, that's the poisoned digit. That one, exactly that one. So we have to somehow illustrate that. Well, do we go beyond? No, we are going to go beyond. We're going to use, let's use a red circle. That is a poison digit. And we know the poison digit is 1, 2 or 6. So that square is a 1, 2 or 6. Which is, now that, right, okay, here we go. So that digit is in orange. So orange contains, and we know that one of these 12 cages had to be wrong by containing the poison digit. So we know one of these is the poison digit now. So let's put P into that, which means P is over here. So P is not there, obviously. And this is a real 12 cage. Okay, it's a real 12 cage that doesn't have a 3 in it, because 3 is in those cells. So this is either 4, 8 or 5, 7, and that's in green. So green, so that digit is one of these digits. This digit here, so that's 4, let's put it in, that's 4, 5, 7 or 8. Because we can't put both green in the 10 cage, or the 10 cage will will not add up to 10, and yet it must, because this is the poison digit. So this 10 cage is real now. So that means that right. Okay, so now we know we know what this cage is, I think. This is just brilliant. It's brilliant. It's just exceptionally clever setting, and it's magical. How could this be a 5-7 pair? That's the question I want to ask. And it can't, because if this is a 5-7 pair, which one of 5 or 7 do we want to put in the 10 cage? We can't put both in, because 10 and 12 are not the same number. So we have to either put 5 in it, which will require double 5 in the 10 cage. That doesn't work. Or you've got to put 7 in it, and that will require a 3, which is over here in box 1. So this can't be 5-7. That has to be 4-8. This has to be 4-8. This 10 cage is now filled with even digits, because it's got 4 or 8 in it, which is going to have an even accompanier in order to reach the total of 10. Now, they look like they're interesting. Those digits there are the even digits in the Sudoku, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and a 1, and there are 5 of them. So this is a quintuple on 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm just sort of pausing to think about what that must mean. So these digits are odd digits. They are 3, 5, 7, and 9. But these two can't have 7 and 9 in, because they're part of a cage that adds up to 9. So those cages are a 3-5 pair. Oh, and that does it. This is magical to me. It's magical, because even though you don't know anything about this, I still don't know what P is, do I? I've now narrowed it down 1 degree further, because now I've worked out this is a 3-5 pair. That needs a 1 with it in order to add up to 9, which we know it must do. So this is 3. So this and this we can now do work with. This is a 1-3-5 triple. That's not 3 or 5. This is 7 or 9, or 7 and 9. That square doesn't contain a 1 anymore, and it's the naughty digit. So the naughty digit is now 2 or 6, and we know the naughty digit is in there and here. So this has got a 7-9 in it. This has got a 7-9 in it. And green, that digit is the counterpart to 4 or 8 that adds up to 10. So that's 2 or 6 from this box. Okay. So and now, okay, well now we know what these digits are, don't we? Because these have to be 3, 9, and 5, 7 in some order, because we know that 4, 8 is this one, which had to be different from these. 3, 5. So now all the odd digits are used up in this row. So these squares are both even. This is 3, 5, 7, or 9. So this is 3, 5, 7, or 9. I don't know if we know whether this is a real cage or not. Is it a real boy? Am I a real boy? I don't know. I don't know. How do we do this then? How do we do this? What am I meant to think about next? I have not got a clue. I have absolutely not got a clue. P is 2 or 6. I'm sorry if this is obvious, then forgive me, because to me it doesn't feel obvious. I don't see quite how to build this out yet. I do think we've made some reasonable progress, but red. So we know that there's sort of a ligature tying these and these together. This is a domino that adds to 12, so it's either 3, 9 or 5, 7, and the same is true of this. But I don't know if that helps me. I know what. Okay, 1 is definitely for sure in purple, so I can put 1 in here and 1 in here. I don't know. I don't think that does anything, does it? I'm not sure. That can't be P. That's a tiny deduction, but I'm going to take it. Might do something with black, the black lines in columns 7, 8 and 9. The reason is that if you look at these 2 digits, well, I mean, take 2 of these 3 digits, however you want to allocate them, and there's no possibility that 2 of these digits can add up to 15. So that 15 is wrong, and the way it gets to be wrong is by having the poisonous digit in it. So that this one loses its P in the corner, and that means that the black digits in these yeah, okay, so this 12 cage has now become real because neither of its digits can be a P anymore. This one can't be a P because there's a P here, and this one can't be a P because a black digit is not allowed to be a P by the roping in column 7, 8 and 9. This is fantastic, this puzzle. This is fantastic. Right, so now I want to say that this is a 4-8 pair, because this digit, this is a real 12 cage that can't be either of these combinations. So that must be 4-8. Let's just put that in. Now, what, if anything, does that mean? Pregnant pause, I've got no clue. I know, I don't know. Can we... I know this is real. It's the same as this. I don't know. I don't know what that does. Maybe it does nothing. These are real. Everything is real in the black cells. There is a naughty digit in here, which we know is a 2 or a 6. So is there a way that we can... that digit... yeah, okay. Where does that digit... yeah, sorry. Oh, look. Yes, no, what I should have done... oh, yeah, there's some easy roping tricks in rows 1, 2 and 3. I'm sorry. I'm trying to scan this always round, and I keep missing things. Look, this 4 or 8 is a red digit, so it goes there. And that gives me a 4-8 pair here, which means that square is not 4 or 8. So that square is 4 or 8. So I don't actually think that's going to do it, is it? Well, I now know purple is 1, 2. Purple is 1, 2, 6. So I'm going to put that in everywhere. Purple is 1, 2, 6. But I think we might be able to do... I was thinking about yellow here. This is now the yellow domino, isn't it? It's the same as this, which is the same as this. We still don't know what it is. And that purple... Oh yeah, now so I think I'm also confusing myself because purple shading is different from purple line. That's on the blue line, and it's the same as those. Actually, that doesn't do nearly as much as I thought it would. Sorry. I think all we get from this is we get a 1, 2, 6 triple in purple line roping. But we know the P is there, and the P isn't the 1, is it? Oh no, that doesn't mean this. In fact, how does that become a 1? Oh, hang on. There's something weird going on here. I know that the 1 is not the P, but if... Yeah, this cage is real. This cage here, this 7 cage is real because the P in the row is over here. So this is a real cage. Well, this can't be a 1 or a 6 then, because that would be a 1 or a 6 to add up to 7. So this has to be a 2. And now we know that 1 is not the poison digit. So we now know, because 6 is in the 15 cage, which must have the poison digit, that 6 is the poison digit, which means that's a 6. Good grief, that's a 6, that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 4. That's a 4 by these digits having to be the same. That's a 5 by mathematics. 5, this is so clever. This is one of the most brilliant puzzles I can remember doing. That 5 knocks itself out of yellow. Which, a 6. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. So that's 9, that's 7. That's 5. Green is 4, 8, and 2, so that's a 2 by roping. This is 2, 4, 8 down here. Can't type. 2, 4, 8, and this must be 3, 9, and 6. That doesn't feel like it can possibly be true. No, 3 isn't right, is it? 7, 6, 7, 9 is what we're roping in orange. So this is 6, 7, 9. Okay, yes, and we know that the naughty digit is the 6, and the naughty digit lives in here, so that can't be a 6 in the corner. What about those digits then? We know what they are. They're 7 and 8. Is that right? Yeah, that is right by roping. So 5, 7, 8 here. So this red is 3, 9, 4. And this is 5, 7, and 8. So that's an 8. That's a 4. Why am I doing that by roping rather than doing it by Sudoku? I don't know. Oh, that's a 4. That's an 8. 4 is in one of those squares. If 4 was there, that would make that have to be a 6, I think. Because it could, if that was 4 and this was real, that would be a 5 and it would clash. Right, that's not 4. 4, oh, look, 2. Oh, 2, I can get 2 on the black line. There must be a 2 on the black line, and there's a 2 here. So that's a 2. There must be a 2 and a 4 on this black line. There must be a 2 in one of those cells. Now, what next? I don't know. I don't know. I am looking. I'm trying to see what we might have to do next, and I'm not coming up with any good ideas. Oh, I know that. Hang on. I know that this one is 3, 9. So that. No, that doesn't do it, does it? No, sorry, I've not got anything new. Let's try. Can I do something now with the extra regions that we knew were existing? Yes. Okay, I can. When we looked at this earlier, we said that the one thing we knew about this was that if this had the naughty digit in it, and we knew it did have the naughty digit in it, we said these couldn't add up to 12. And if I make that 7, they would add up to 12. So I think that has to be 8. I mean, I'm just gonna rethink that. Is that actually correct? Yes, okay, yes, it is correct. A different way of looking at that would have been to look at this cage. This cage has 9, 18, 3 and 4 in it. That's 25. So if I had made this an 8, it would have added up to 33, which is what we were trying to avoid in a roundabout way. So we can disambiguate the 7 and the 8. Now that, well, it puts 7 down here, look. 7 is this, well, this is from 1, 2, 6 and 7, but it definitely has 7 in it, so that's definitely not 7. Doesn't seem to do anything over there. I'd like very much to know whether that cell, the other green cell, is the naughty digit. Don't think we know that yet. The naughty digit. The naughty digit is... I don't know. Come on, Simon. What on earth are we meant to do next? We could look at... It's going to be some ropey trick that I've got to figure out, isn't it? Well, yeah, okay. There's a 4 in the black cells. So that's the only black cell that can be a 4 in box number 3. So that gives me a 3-9 pair. And that's a 5 or a 7. So this is a 5 or a 7. Oh, that's it. It's as simple as that. It's so beautiful. This puzzle is brilliant. This is utterly brilliant. Because now, how can this 9 cage be correct? That would have to be a 4 or a 2 to partner the 5 or the 7. So it's not correct. How do you make it incorrect? You've got to put the naughty digit in it. That's a 6, which is doing the 6 and the 1 at the top. So now 6... There's definitely there's an 8 in grey, which we can place. So this is the same as that. This has got to be a 3 or a 9 by roping. There's definitely 6, 8, and 3 or 9 down here. And this is 2, 4, 5, or 7 down here. And light grey definitely has 1 in it. Oh, light grey is the least well understood of our lines in column 7, 8, and 9. So there's a 6, right, so that's not a 6. So 6 is in one of these 2 cells. 3, 9. Now, can we do any better? 8 has to be in one of those squares in the central box. And... What's going on? What's going on with... I don't know. Yeah, okay. What's going on with this 28 cage now? Oh, this is weird. This puzzle is weird. Okay. I'm not actually sure. I'm not quite sure that I can do a trick with this. I feel like this is trying to be... Well, no, hang on. No, this is simple. This is much simpler than my little brain was making it. Okay, how does this cage add up to 28? It's 7 different numbers. Now, the only way of getting 7 different Sudoku numbers to add up to 28 is using the triangular number for 7. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 28. That is literally the only way you can do it with different digits. But that would require this cage to have a 6 in it, which would mean that the total shouldn't be 28, if you see what I mean. In other words, it's impossible for this cage to be a genuine 7-cell 28 cage. Now, if it's impossible for it to be that, what digit does it need to have in it in order to render it lying? It must have 6 in it. Well, where is the 6 in it? It's not there. It doesn't seem to be able to be there, so it's got to be there. That's got to be 6. Now 6 comes out of green, which means that's not 6. So that's not P. Oh, I don't want to pause it. I just wanted to take the P out. That was odd. I didn't know P. If you press P and you're not on the letter tool, it pauses the thingy thing. Let's do that again. Yeah, you can also see when you do that how many people have solved it. Look, 17. Well, those people are very lucky because this is an absolute gem. Okay, so now, that 6 is looking over here, and we know one of those squares was the naughty digit, so that's got to be the naughty digit. That's not naughty. 7 goes in the corner. There's probably some tidying up we can do as a result of that. I thought there would be. I know for sure one of these is an 8. Because 8 is on the grey line, so one of those is definitely an 8. And one of these is definitely a 6. Okay. Here's a little point. Where is the 6 in the middle box? And the reason I think that's interesting is that this 9-cell C cage has to have a 6 in it, and it can't be there, and it doesn't seem to be there. So it must be in one of those 3, and in fact it's in one of these 2, therefore. Now that's quite cool, because now, if the 6 is there, that 9 cage is now a real 9 cage. But, okay, it has got a 2 in it, I can see that, because it's got 2 2s looking at it. And it can't have a 5 in it. So this cage is either 8 1. Oh no, it can't be 3 6. It's 8 1. Oh, this is beautiful. Let me just double check that though. Sorry. 8 1 we know works. 2 7 is impossible. 3 6 would have the naughty digit, which we know is over there. And 4 5 is impossible. It is 8 1. So the 8 goes here. This is 1. That's not 1. That's not 1. That's not 1. That's not 1. Lots of things aren't 1. But that's not doing enough work. 4. Where's 4 in the middle box? There is the answer. That's exactly in 1 position. So 4 is at the bottom of column 6 in a 13 cage. I don't know whether this 13 cage is true or not yet. Okay, where are 3 and 9 in box 5? They can't repeat in the C, so they're not in those squares. And I don't think they can both go there, because they'll break this square. So one of them's got to be there. And now one of them can't be here, because that would break this square. So one of them's got to be there. Which means that square's no longer a 2. Oh, no. Where does 7 go? Sorry, that's a much easier question. Where does 7 go in this box? It's got to go here by Sudoku now. So that's not 7. That seemed to shunt a 2 over here by Sudoku, which looks correct, doesn't it? 2. Where does 2 go in box 5? That gives me a 1 there. So 7 1 is what's in green now. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Because the only place I can put the 1 is in that cell. So that's 1. That's 7. This is no longer 1. This is no longer 7. I'm going to check this cage, what it needs to finish now. But let me just mull this for a second or two. That's got to be the 6 in box 5. Where's the 5 in box 5? It's going to have to be here. So this is the 6 in box number 4. That's not 6. We've got a 7-9 pair here. We can get rid of the P. Do this carefully, otherwise I'm going to pause the game again. That 5 is doing something. So now black is 427, so we can fill it in. So this is 247. I don't know what that means. Let's put it in and see if we can do any eliminations. We can get the 7. Okay. So we get a 2-4. We get a 3-9 pair in column 8. What about... 7 there is doing some work. So that's 9. That's 7. So this square is a 1 or a 3. And 3, 5 or 9 into this square. Hang on, this can't be. When I was looking at we know this is an extra region of the puzzle. So if this was an 8-9 pair, this would be the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it would add up to 28, which is not allowed. So there is definitely a 3 down here. That's quite useful, actually. There must be a 3 down here. 3 is a grey digit. So that's a 3. And that's a 3, and that's a 9. 9 is the light grey, so 159 is what we put here now. 159, so that's... Yeah, this is a 1. That's not 3. This is 5 or 9 on the light grey. So this is 159. Let's get rid of the corner pencil mark. 9 doesn't live there anymore. So this has become 3, 8 at the bottom of this row. That's not 1. 3 there does some work. So that's 9. That's 3. That's 9. That's 5. That's 1, 3, 5 all going into the grid. Come on. I think we're nearly there. That's a 5 by Sudoku. That's a 3 by Sudoku. This square's an 8 by Sudoku. It's going to be this 13 cage, I think. Well, we've just got to figure that out in a minute. 9 or 3 here. Do we have any idea whether this cage is true or not? We don't think we know yet. We don't know whether it's got a 6 in it yet. 3 comes out of these squares, so this becomes a 1-5 pair. I could well be missing all sorts of little possibilities. Let's work out what's going on at the bottom then. 2, 4 and 6. So is there any way that this can add up to 13? 3... I see. Right, there is a way that this can add up to 13, but only if it is exactly equal to 4, 6, 3. And if it is 4, 6, 3, it's got a 6 in it, so it's not allowed to add up to 13. In other words, it's impossible to make this add up to 13 without using the poison pill digit, which means the 13 cage is axiomatically broken, which means it must have a 6 in it to be broken, which means this is a 4-6 pair. That's just beautiful. And now that then has a corollary, which is that if we were to make this 3, it would add up to 13, and that would be jolly naughty of us. So we must break that by making that 8 and that 3. And that 3 and that 9, and that 9 and that 1, and that 1 and that 5. Now, have we done it now? 4, 6 here means this is 6, this is 2, sorry, let me put the correct digits into the puzzle. These squares are 2 and 5, so the 5 goes here, the 2 goes here, the 4, the 2, the 4, the 6, that's got to be an 8, that's a 4, that's a 2. I think that's it. I'm not sure, but it felt logical. That is one of the best puzzles I have ever seen in my life. The most terrifying thing just happened. My video recording software just stopped. And I was terrified I'd lost the video, because obviously if I'd lost the video, it's not like I could give this puzzle to Mark to do. Mark's already looked at it, so it would have just been an absolute unmitigated disaster. But I've loaded it up into Movavi, and most of it seems okay. It goes a bit haywire with the sound towards the end. So I'm just going to tell you, I mean, all I was doing at the end of the video was just eulogizing about the puzzle, frankly. Jeff Wajes, don't ever turn your mind towards evil things, because I think you could do some damage. It is a remarkable puzzle, this. It's so unusual, and it's so strange that you can actually get a handle on it just by thinking about where the poison digit has to be located. And the roping does immense things, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll be very interested to see the comments on this one, because to me, I can almost sense the Constructor has a different sort of mind. That we're dealing with an unusual type of genius in this one. This is absolutely world-class puzzle, unusual, innovative, and quite brilliant. Loved it. Anyway, let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and especially when they give the Constructor of puzzles like this immense props. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and I just hope this records properly. Bye for now.